Hello, I'm Mary, and it is the month of May in Ventura County, and I'm very pleased that I'm here with the May Farmer of the Month, Erynn Smith from Join the Farm. And Erynn, thank you so much for being interviewed this morning.
Well, thank you so much for being here and choosing us for May.
It's such a beautiful morning. There's no wind. It's a perfect spring morning. So what a great day for an interview.
Absolutely.
And we're standing at the edge of your beautiful farm. But before we talk about your farm, I want to talk about you.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this, into farming and into agriculture.
Yep. So I was a student at Cal State Channel Islands 6 years ago, and I became a member of the Abundant Table, which is a nonprofit organization that was working around food and agriculture, and particularly through the lens of how can we grow food in a way that's really great in connecting with earth, health, and community. And so that kind of began my agricultural odyssey, and we started a 5-acre organic farm out on the Oxnard Plain, and we are growing primarily for CSA and for farm to school. So we're doing thousands of pounds of veggies every week that go directly to students in Ventura Unified School District and Conejo Valley Unified School District. And our farm has really grown and blossomed into an educational farm. So I have the great pleasure of getting to connect kids with how their food grows and getting their hands dirty and tasting how amazing farming really is.
I don't know anything about that. Teaching kids about agriculture and getting them to eat nutrition and getting them to taste what's growing on the farm.
And feel the joy. I think feel the joy of what a blessing it is to be in an agricultural community and to know what's going on in the fields that they're driving by and that they are a part of this rich, fertile, and there's endless great farm metaphors, right? The fertile community.
Yes. But again, you specifically, did you grow up on a farm or in a farming community?
No. So I'm a Borchard. So my great-great-great-great-grandfather was one of those beet and lima bean farmers.
Okay.
So I grew up with stories of agriculture in my family, but in my grandmother's generation, they sold their portion of the family's farmland. So I grew up with stories of my mom walking through lima bean fields, but I only ate the frozen lima beans out of the box. So this has been a really wonderful time of reconnecting with the tradition of agriculture that was in my family.
So you are a Borchard.
Yes.
I did not.
Through my maternal grandmother, yes.
I did not know that. And that is a multi-generational farming family in Ventura County.
Yeah.
I see Borchard everywhere.
Yes.
And so they started out, and when did they come to Ventura County and start farming?
I believe in the mid-ish 1800s, and they were growing beets. They developed a high sugar beet strain and was part of getting the Oxnard brothers here to get the sugar beet processing plant. And then beets moved into lima beans, so my great-grandfather Henry Borchard was a lima bean farmer.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So it runs in your family, and that's usually the case when I interview anyone, whether you're pretty young or whether they're of the older generation, they all have connections to agriculture. It's that saying, you can take the girl off the farm, but you can't take the farm out of the girl.
Right.
And so you're one of those girls.
Right, and I think what's really powerful for me is that I grew up with stories about agriculture, but I didn't have that direct relationship with a farm or with a piece of land growing food. So the work that I'm doing here is restoring those direct relationships between kids who see fields but don't have experiences in the field. So I want that to be a common experience rather than uncommon experience.
You're preaching to the choir once again. I want it to be a common experience as well. So tell us more about the USDA's program, the Farm to School program, which is a nationwide program. And you and a group of people in the community, including Mrs. Schmidt, what's her
Karen
name?
Schmidt.
Karen Schmidt received a grant from the USDA to help get better nutrition into the school. So can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure. So Ventura Unified School District for the past decade has really been kind of on the forefront of the farm to school movement, which is capitalizing on connecting local farms with healthy food and fresh local food in the cafeterias. But the time is particularly ripe right now for farm to school, and Karen Schmidt and Sandy Kerwood, while she was food service director at Ventura Unified, along with some other school districts, El Rio, Oxnard, Ojai, Hueneme, joined together to form the Ventura County Farm to School Collaborative, and they received a large grant through the USDA to really build the infrastructure and get food service directors sitting at the table with farmers so that we can be thinking together how to grow the food in a way that works for the farms and in a way that works for food service, and how can we share resources so that what Ventura Unified has really learned and grown can be shared with other school districts also.
Wonderful. It is such an amazing program. And you do highlight yourself a different farmer every month, right? I think the first farm that they highlighted for the Farm to School was San Miguel Produce and Jan Burke. And they talked about the leafy greens and trying to connect the farmers to the schools in that way as well.
Exactly.
Which is wonderful.
Exactly. They do a Harvest of the Month program. They profile a different farm and a different fruit or vegetable seasonally every month of the school year. And so that really coincides with how they do their farmer profiles, so that even the school calendars have pictures of the farmers growing that month's vegetable. The kids do these great tastings. Wonderful. They've got a great nutrition education staff that's really making the nutrition connection. So it's really just a holistic way of connecting farms and food and kids and health.
Right. More districts need to be doing this, not just, so it's Oxnard, Ventura Unified, and
El Rio, Ojai, Hueneme, Conejo Valley.
But we need every district in the county to reach out to the farms and get better nutritional fruits and veggies into the salad bars and into the cafeteria.
I mean, it's such a win-win. It is such a no-brainer for particularly Ventura County, which is so agricultural, and to know that the kids of farm workers who are in our school districts are able to access the same fruits and vegetables that their parents are growing and harvesting, and that there's such value in knowing where your food comes from and feeling the pride and the honor of working with the fields. And I think that's another really important part of Farm to School.
Yes, all those, it's all those things, the pride in the friends and family that we have in this county that work in agriculture, to have them feel the pride of that their family is helping to feed the world, because Ventura County, we ship to 54 different countries the last time I checked. And in addition to that, connecting them to the farms in their own backyard. And because once the kids visit farms and know where their food is coming from and know about the journey of their food, they're more likely to make better nutritional food choices.
Absolutely.
And at Limonera, we have a lot of kids that have never picked a fruit or vegetable before in their life. And they're actually scared to do it, which is amazing to me. They're like, and I said, you need some help, don't you? And they're like, yes. And I don't know, do you ever experience that?
Sure. And that's why I think it's really important when we talk Farm to School. It's not just about the procurement, like how to get the vegetables into the cafeteria, but it's about the education and the relationship. Because kids kids have never seen kale or have never seen how a carrot grows. I mean, they know in their brain that a carrot is a root and it grows in the soil. But when they come out and they actually pull that carrot, I mean, they don't even want to waste time to wash the carrot. They want to put that carrot right in their bodies. It's intuitive to eat that fresh vegetable.
We are hunters and gatherers.
Yes.
And the other thing is there's an appreciation when I tell the kids it takes 9 months to go from blossom to ready to be harvested lemon. They're like, 9 months, because they think it takes
instant. It's instant. It's instant at the grocery store all the time.
And it gives them a new appreciation for their farmers, where their food is coming from, and I think they look at their food differently once they hang out with you or with me for a day. Right.
And when they come on the farm, it's a combination of harvesting and eating the from the soil to the tummy, but they also help weed or they help thin. And I love that I'm hearing from them, this is hard. This is really hard. I'm really hot. I'm really tired. And that is a foundation to be able to understand that the work of farming is hard. And you appreciate the hard work that goes into growing healthy food. And that is an important part of a healthy and just local food system, to know and appreciate.
Right. Yeah, we talk about that too. And for instance, last week it was 103 degrees in Santa Paula, and when the kids arrived for a field trip, and I said, imagine we're just walking around and we're hot and tired and exhausted because this heat takes a lot out of us. I said, imagine walking up and down a ladder with 50 pounds of lemons. And they're like, wow. Yeah, so there is definitely a new appreciation for our agricultural workforce, which is very important to me, and now I'm learning to you as well, so that's wonderful. So now I want to talk a little bit about your farm and what you're growing, and I understand that you do have a farm manager that works with you. Can you introduce us to her?
Sure. Her name is Erynn Ortega, and she is around here somewhere, probably harvesting carrots for Ventura Unified.
So let's go looking for her.
Great.
Okay.
Great. And 90% of kids have never tried a beet before, so it's their first beet experience. And I prep them with my own, I bite into it and make a big deal about how delicious it is. But they're also compelled because when they learn that beets used to be processed into sugar, they're like, oh, okay, I can do sugar.
I can definitely do sugar.
And that's some of our integrated pest management right there with the green onions. They've got
wonderful
great bug control action.
Wonderful. And what's this?
This is the weather station. So part of the Hanson Ag Center is to record weather data.
Okay.
So and then they upload it onto their website. So that kind of feels like we're cheating because we get to access the weather information.
And now I'm here with, your name is?
My name is Reina.
And you are the farm manager for Join the Farm here at Hanson.
Yeah.
And you work with Erynn. And so tell us a little bit about what you're growing right now and on how many acres. Tell us about the farm.
Cuéntanos un poco de lo que estás cultivando, cuántos acres, cuéntanos un poco del farm.
Ok, pues estamos trabajando aquí ya hace casi 2 años.
So we've been here for about 2 years.
Ajá. Tenemos 5 acres.
We have 5 acres.
Estamos creciendo productos para las escuelas como vegetales.
So we're growing vegetables for the school districts.
Lo que más vendemos a ellos son betabeles, zanahorias, lechugas.
So what we are mostly selling to the school districts are beets, carrots, and lettuce.
Yeah. Queremos tener unas cosechas del mes que van de acuerdo a las estaciones del año, pero estamos trabajando en eso.
And so we also do monthly seasonal harvests for their harvest of the month.
Yeah. Pero por ejemplo para estos meses estamos creciendo green beans, calabazas de verano.
So for the harvest of the month we've done green beans, we'll do zucchinis, tomatoes.
What's the harvest of the month for May?
¿Qué es la cosecha del mes para mayo?
Para mayo, los ejotes.
Green beans.
Green beans. I love green beans. And so, are you from a farming family?
Entonces, ¿tú estás de una familia de farming?
No directamente.
No, not directly.
So she's a first-generation farmer.
So you're a first-generation. Oh, I said that in Spanish. Eres una persona de primera generación de farmer.
Es interesante porque realmente yo soy la que está trabajando. Ahora yo soy la que trabajo, pero mi abuelo, el padre de mi madre, fue un agricultor en México.
So her mother's, tu abuelo,
Sí.
el padre. So her mom's father, her grandfather, was a farmer in Mexico.
Nice. And what did he grow?
¿Y qué cultivó?
Maíz,
Corn,
sandías,
watermelon,
cañas.
sugar cane.
No sé mucho de su historia y es interesante cómo me ha hecho reconectarme con mi pasado.
So she doesn't know much about his story, but feels that through her work as a farmer, she's been able to reconnect to her grandfather who she didn't really know.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, sí.
So you have farming in your blood as well, like both Erynn and I.
Yeah. So, entonces tienes el hecho de ser agricultora en tu sangre también.
Sí, a veces me pregunto, ¿por qué me apasiona tanto este trabajo? ¿Por qué me gusta? He hecho muchas cosas y que me gustan también, pero ¿por qué este trabajo me hace sentir que es donde puedo ser el mejor? Y ahora pienso, no, es de mis ancestors.
So sometimes she thinks like, why is it that I'm so passionate about farming and that I love my job so much? I've had lots of other jobs that I was excited about, but nothing has really connected with me the way that farming has, and she realizes and thinks that it's really because of she's got that farming in her ancestry and her blood.
That's beautiful, beautiful.
So we're doing a big carrot harvest today, and she's working in the carrots with our 2 interns. Join the Farm is a program of the Abundant Table, and the Abundant Table has a young adult internship program. So we have an intern who's placed at the farm, and then 2 other interns who are placed at a community garden and a youth organization, City Corps in Oxnard. And so Fridays are the days when all the interns spend the day working on the farm.
Wonderful.
And one of our interns' parents are visiting from Nebraska, so Fridays are also volunteer days. So we've got interns and parent volunteers who are out helping us with the carrot harvest.
So by coincidence, I picked Friday to be here, and it's a very good day to be on Join the Farm. So I wanted to thank you both for all you do for our community, both on the educational level and for providing food for us to eat. It doesn't get much more important than that. So thank you, gracias, muchas gracias. And if someone wants to learn more about your CSA program and the Farm to School and Join the Farm, is there a website that they can go to?
Please, we would love you to go to our website. Our website is jointhefarm.com, and jointhefarm.com will link you to our CSA, link you to more information about how you can join the farm and get a weekly box of veggies or come out and volunteer. You can also go to our larger nonprofit website, which is theabundanttable.org.
Thank you both very much. It was a pleasure to be with you on this gorgeous spring morning. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you
for coming.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ventura County.